My name is Richie and welcome back to another video. Today you join me on the Edinburgh-Glasgow route to have a first look at the brand new Scotrail Class 158. Yes, here it is in all its glory. Doesn't it look beautiful? Nice. So here it is in all its glory, fresh off the presses, the Scotrail Class 158 made by Skyhook Games, which is predominantly for the Edinburgh-Glasgow route. Well, it was meant to be for the Fife Circle, but apparently the timetable is going to come out when the Leaving branch gets updated. So that could be another 6 months away yet, which I'm not overly impressed about, but this looks alright. It's got a decent timetable by the looks of things. I will show you the timetable and what routes it goes on to. So it goes on to Cathcart, Fife, and obviously onto Edinburgh-Glasgow. It's just mainly scenarios on Fife and AI on Cathcart Circle, but I'll show you all that anyway. But yeah, let's have a first look at this wonderful little loco. Costs £12.99, which I think is a little bit steep considering that we've already got the train in game. But I suppose if you don't own Midland Main Line, you don't have the 158, so I kind of get it. Anyway, let's jump into the main menu and then we'll do a service, possibly from here at wherever we are in the world, Polmont down to Edinburgh Waverley. Cool, so let's jump into the main menu. So here we go, we're in the main menu. Does it add any scenarios? Yes, you get a couple of scenarios, which are, you've got Stirling to Glasgow Queen Street, Glasgow Queen Street to Edinburgh, and then Glasgow to Eastfield Depot. So a couple of, what, technically services, but scenarios, which look quite cool. In fact, we might even do that, you know. I think we'll do that scenario, but we'll carry on looking at the rest of the timetable. Yeah, so you've got two separate timetables. This is the original, and this is the new one. Interestingly, there's less trains in the new one than there is in the old one, which is a shame. I would have liked for the 158 to be weaved in with all the rail tours and stuff. Also, interestingly, the new timetable has 287 services and that has 234. So you get more services, just less trains. So the 158, what does it do? All sorts. It does mainly Dunblane to Edinburgh services and a few Edinburgh to Glasgow services, which are quite cool actually. So, you know, you can do full line runs and part line runs, and obviously you've got a couple of scenarios there. And on to Fife Circle, as you can see, it's not in the timetable quite yet, which is a shame. I personally thought it was going to be for the Fife Circle because it would have been such a beautiful addition to the timetable, but it's a little bit disappointing that it's not in there initially, but hopefully that changes in a few months' time. But there is a couple of scenarios for Fife Circle, as you can see. There's a couple of those there, which I'm going to do a separate video on at some point. And onto Cathcart Circle. Interestingly, it does have a couple of depot moves. I've just spotted these. So it's got a couple of depot moves, which is quite cool. Look at Cathcart Circle now. It's got loads going on. I will jump into Cathcart Circle, Glasgow Central at the end of the video and have a look at the AI, because apparently it adds loads of AI at Glasgow Central because it subs in for all the 156s. But yeah, that's where the 158 comes in, which, to be fair, is a fair amount of stuff. You know, some Loco DLCs don't even have... They only have the one route, so it goes on to 3 different routes and whatever, you know, future Scottish route we may see. So yeah, anyway, let's jump into that. I'm going to jump into that scenario, I think, and then yeah, let's have a first look at the wonderful Scotrail Class 158. Right, here we go. 2 November 50 Stirling to Glasgow Queen Street. This is the first time I've done a scenario on the channel, actually. Welcome to Croy Station. You'll be taking charge of service 2 November 50 for its remaining run to Glasgow. The train will arrive shortly. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Right, I'm waiting for the train. I see it. I see it in the distance there. Hello, train. Whilst it arrives, I want to have a little look where we've got to go. Where we're calling at Lenzie, Bishopsbriggs and Glasgow. Okay, cool. So this scenario is calling at all stops remain into Glasgow Queen Street. Here it comes now, the Class 158. Let's have a look at it as it comes in now. Look at it. It looks really nice. I've got to admit, right, this looks much better than the East Midlands trains variant. It sounds good too as well. It's a little bit quiet, but that's because my headphones are a little bit quiet, so let me sort that out right quick. That's better, I can hear it in all its glory. It sounds quite good, actually. Look at it, it looks beautiful. Right, climb aboard. Let's do that. Let's get in here. Let's kick whoever's in there. No one's in there, that's good. Right, set it all up. I know how to do this. It's going to be the same as the EMT variant, isn't it? Oh, interestingly, the... Oh, we've got safety systems permanently enabled. That's fine. Hold on. Panicking. There we go. Okay, cool. I was panicking a bit then. Something went past. What went past? A 385. Yeah, so the cab looks different to the East Midlands train variant. Can I turn the GSMR on? That's what I'm trying to do. Ah, yeah, I saw a few of the early access stuff and the GSMR wasn't working, so hopefully that does get updated. But it looks decent inside, different to what it did before. Let's have a little run through the... Oh dear. Oh, listen, be quiet. Let me turn off the safety systems, because I like doing safety systems, but for a first look, it's a little bit stressful, and I don't really fancy... In fact, we will turn the AWS back on when I've had a little look through the cab. Look for the train. Right, so let's have a look through here. Looks different to the East Midlands trains variant, obviously, because it's Scotrail and it's got blue seats. Oh, I love the Scotrail livery in the maquette. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, a luggage rack. Can we jump on it? No. Toilets are out of order. Sorry, I had a bit of a dodgy takeaway last night, so I blocked the toilets so they're not in use. Right, let me go in here. Get back in here. Should we turn the safety systems on? I think we should. I'm only turning that on. I'm not turning DSD on because that'll just beep at me all the time. Right, let's stop the doors. Let's have a look from the outside. PIS looks quite good. I'm assuming it's correct. I have no idea. And let's listen to this wonderful Class 158 departing. Let's go. What? Wasn't? Ah, right. Cause I need to. That's the sander. What did I do that for? Right. Right. Okay. Now let's listen to it departing. If I can. What have I done? I broke it. Ah, I needed to turn the DRA off. Right. Now let's listen to it departing. Gosh. Oh, I'm going backwards. Why am I going backwards? Right. Oh, this is all chaos. This is why I don't do scenarios. Right. Let me stop that. Why am I going... Ah, it'll help if I put it into forwards. This is not going well. Okay, right. Let's listen to the train go. Go forward as well, please. Right. Dear me. Well, it sounds good. And up to 100 mile an hour as well. Wonderful. And we've got a double unit as well, which is quite cool. We don't have any of them on Midland Main Line, so it's cool that we've got the double units. Nice. It looks good. It sounds good. I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy it. 5.1 miles to Lenzie. Yeah, do you know what? It looks quite good actually, and it sounds good. I mean, I don't know if it's the right engine or not. I know a few people have said that it's not the right engine sound. I think it's meant to be a Perkins. I don't know. I know that obviously there's two versions. And I think there's like a mixture in Scotland for some reason. Same with like Northern, because they've just like acquired random ones. So no idea whether the sounds are correct, but we roll with it, and we can get up to 100 mile an hour. So let's see how quickly this gets up to 100 mile an hour. Ain't it wonderful? It's lovely, the Scotrail livery. The 158 is just a lovely train as well. I've been really looking forward to this because it's just a staple, isn't it, the 158, and I think it's pretty much all across Scotland, so it's really nice to have this in the game finally. And also, I mean, it adds a bit of life to Edinburgh Glasgow, and hopefully we'll soon add a bit of life to the Fife Circle. It's nice that we've got a different view on the on this route, because obviously the only view that we've got on this route is through the 385. So it's a bit of a different vantage point. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed with the timetable, I won't lie, because it was under my impression that we were meant to get playable 170, 801 and GWR HST services, but it turns out they're AI only, which is a little bit of a shame really, because the Intercity 7s, which is what the GWR HST are running, would realistically run on this route, I think, as well as the 170s at points. So it's sort of like, I don't know, I know that they're AI, and it's cool that there's AI there, but I thought that they maybe would have added a few services, maybe a few like 170 services that could have had a 170 and a couple of 158 on the back. I don't know. I feel like the timetable's lacking a little bit, if I'm honest, just like from a layers perspective. From the 158 perspective, it adds a lot. But in my personal opinion, I think it was meant to be for Fife, and because they've said that they're not going to include it until the Leaving branch, which is, you know, fully on Rivet, then I think Skyhook have had to kind of take a bit of last minute action and put it onto Edinburgh Glasgow. But it doesn't overly seem rushed. The actual unit itself is quite nice. Yeah, I just feel like the timetable could have done with a bit more of an update. But at least there's a few services, a few scenarios even on Fife Circle, so you can still play it on there. But obviously, once the Leaving branch comes out and we get the 158 services on the Fife Circle, because that's what we all wanted it for, really, then, you know, it'll be a really nice addition, and that route could become really, really incredible. So anyway, 1.5 miles to Lenzie, and we're up to 100 mile an hour now. It looks really nice. One thing I do want to look at is the livery creates this beautiful little pattern there, and also here, where you've got sort of like the Scotrail cross, and it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love the Scotrail livery so much. Right, we're coming into Lenzie now, as we've got a 385 passing us. There it goes, the 385. It would have been cool if they would have added the 380 to this route as well. I know that the 380 is not, you know, exactly applicable, but even just as AI at either end of the line could have been quite cool. It would be cool going along this route and you'd pass 801s. I know they wouldn't realistically run on this part of the this route. They'd normally go a different way to Glasgow, but it would have been cool to see. The brakes seem good as well. I mean, we were fully going 100 mile an hour and we're making a decent stop here. He says decent stop. I think I'm going to overshoot, but that's standard for me. Oh, it's okay. A little bit of an overshoot, just a little bit of an overshoot, just a tiny overshoot. Oh dear. Okay. Well, there was me, you know, saying all good things about the brakes, and I fully messed it up. That's fine. Okay. Well, this is Lenzie. Let's open the doors and let everyone off the train. Right. Let's lock the doors. Let's forget that embarrassing stop and get going to Bishopsbriggs, and we can actually listen to it going straight away. Lovely. It sounds good. I love the 158 sounds. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a wonderful unit. Sounds a bit similar to the whatchamacallit, the Northern one, because I think they're the same subclass as some of the Northern ones. Because even some of the Northern 158s have got the same headlight cluster with like the little panel. I'm glad they've got that right and all the numbering right. Also, the numbers, the unit numbers on this are much nicer than the ones on the Midland Main Line one. I think it's just a nicer one in general, to be honest. As much as the Midland Main Line is a good route, I think this this version of the 158 is much better. Anyway, 2.7 miles to Bishopsbriggs, and do you know what? I'm quite enjoying it so far. The loco is decent. It's decent. Cool. As we get a flyby shot, we're going past like a siding or something here. It would have been cool to see some maybe 170s in there. Maybe a couple of like coupled up 170s and 158s, maybe. I don't know. What's this used for? Would this normally see diesels in it? I'm guessing so, because there's no overhead wires. So I'm guessing it's diesel trains. Cool. Right. How far? We've got 1.5 miles to Bishopsbriggs. Do you know what? I'm quite enjoying this so far. I mean, I was a bit sceptical for a week or two. Like I was just saying about the timetable. But let's hope when we get to Queen Street what it's like. It seems quite busy in Queen Street. In fact, it's very busy in Queen Street. We've got, what, 2 or 3 platforms spare? So there's plenty of stuff going on at Queen Street, I suppose. So, I don't know. It's, I think I'm initially just a little bit, you know, saddened by the fact it's not in the 5 circle timetable, because that would have been more fun to run. But oh well, just got to be a bit more patient. So I mean, there's other things to look forward to in the meantime, isn't there? But you know, hopefully it does get, you know, Rivet and Skyhook follow through with the promises and do bring it to the 5 circle, because it well, not that it needs it on 5 circle, but it, you know, it's definitely a worthy addition. Anyway, let's slow down for Bishopsbriggs, full service, because last time was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? So let's actually focus on what we're doing. I'm going to slow down too much, because in that way we can, you know, slowly come into Bishopsbriggs instead of completely overshooting it and, as some people would say, do a Nebworth. Right, cool. Here we go. Right, coming into Bishopsbriggs now, and we've got a bit of gentle braking. This is nicer than before. This is a lot nicer than before. Right, come on, slow down. Slowly does it for the wonderful people that want to get to Glasgow. Do you know what? I'm taking that. We're a bit too... We've kind of undershot there, if that makes sense, if that's even a word. Oh well, at least we're in the platform, he says, and we're probably not even in the back of the platform. Oh no, we're just in the back of the platform. That's fine. I by my standards, that's successful. That's not a problem. Cool. I also think the door shutting times are a bit quicker than the Midland Main Line one. I'm going to test that, because normally you'd have to wait until like the bar was halfway up. So I've just shut it. Much quicker. It's seemingly much quicker. Hold on. Where's our guard? Where's the buzzer? Give us the buzzer, come on. There we go. About the same, I think. About the same. Right, 3 miles to Glasgow. Here we go. Horn's good. Strong horn. Throttle 7, go on. Full throttle. Go on, Class 158. Show them how it's done. Right, show these electric folk how to shimmy along the Edinburgh Glasgow route. Off it goes. It's nice that we've got double units as well. One thing that's missing from Midland Main Line is double units, so It's cool. It's nice. I'm enjoying this so far. Oh, this is quite nice now, going through this sort of like cutting with the rocks and stuff. It's quite nice. Do you know what? I must admit, having more Scotrail trains, I'm all here for it, right? The fact that we've got a nice Scotrail fleet building up now. What we've got, the 158, 380, 385, 170, 314. You know, we're getting a decent stock here of Scotrail stuff. So, I mean, it begs the question, now that we've got the 158 and things like that, what could we see next, or what would you want to see next to that? That is Scotrail. Maybe a 334, maybe a 318, a 320. I don't know. What else? Maybe a 156, the Ayrshire coastline. You know, what else would you like to see from Scotland? Because there's loads of beautiful lines, isn't there? I mean, there's like the what's it called, the Highland line, which goes over the iconic viaducts. That'd be quite cool. So, what would you want to see now that we have got a lot more? We've got, you know, a couple of diesel trains now, so we could have, you know, some of the diesel lines up in the Highlands, or, you know, we could have some more of the electric lines in the Lowlands. So let me know what you think and what you'd like to see from Scotland. Oh, we've got another 385 here. Cool. Lovely, jubbly. I mean, we've not seen anything else other than 385s as AI on this scenario, which is a bit of a shame. I would have thought they would have tried to fit something else in. I mean, I can't seem to spot any 170s in Queen Street, unless that's what that is there. Maybe, it could be. I could just be being really negative, but I think overall it's a decent pack. I think for what it brings gameplay wise to, what, 3 routes technically speaking, I think that's pretty decent. And I think, you know, if we didn't have the 158 initially in Midland Main Line, I think it definitely would be a nice addition. So I mean, Skyhook have definitely latched onto a good thing here with the 158, because now they essentially own the 158 sort of body, skin, whatever you want to call it. So wherever a 158 is applicable, they could bring it in as a DLC, which I think is kind of a good idea, because it means that you don't have to own one type of 158, if you know what I mean. So, like, for example, if you don't want the Midland Main Line, but you want the Scotrail 158, you can get that. Let's say that the North Wales coastline comes out and we need a transport for Wales 158. Well, you don't have to have any of the Scotrail stuff or any of the Midland Main Line stuff. If you just want the Welsh route and you just want the 158, it makes sense, and it'd be a nice addition. So, you know, eventually with time, Skyhook could make a nice fleet. And I'm kind of here for paying for the different versions, because, you know, work has to go into building each version. You know, there's a few changes. If you've not seen the video of the Midland Main Line 158 and this 158, the video that Skyhook did, I'll link it in the description. But you can blatantly see there's changes, quite a few changes to it, to be honest. It's essentially a new loco. So, I don't know. I think it's especially like with some of the 158s that have got like different type of engine, like the Perkins engine. So it'd be cool to see that. So I'm all here for it. Anyway, we're approaching Glasgow Queen Street. Let's have a look at what AI we've got in the station. Right, here we go. We're coming into Glasgow Queen Street now. We've got a 385 in another platform. Have we got anything else going on? Let's have a look. It looks nice coming out that tunnel, doesn't it? As it emerges into the station. It's wonderful. Yeah, we've got a 385 there, and got another 158 there. Wonderful. Is there anything else anywhere? No, unfortunately not. We do need to slow down a bit more though, because I'm coming into the I'm going to hit the buffers, isn't I? And I don't want to do that because I'll break the train. Not my brand new train. I don't want to break it. Full service? Yeah. Just a bit of a love tap. Fine. Cool. Right. So that was a scenario on Glasgow, Edinburgh to Glasgow. So it's decent. It's not a bad pack at all. Right. There we go. Thanks, driver. This unit will now form a service back to somewhere else. Cool. So we need to turn it all off again. So let me do that, because I forget it's a scenario. Cool, right, turn that off. No, turn it off. Oh dear. Right, turn it off. Right, let's turn that off. Turn that off. Cool. Set them to tail. Tail, that's night. Where's tail? There we go. Cool. Right. What else have I got to do? There's loads to do. Right, is that done? Cool, lovely stuff. Right, let me... Oh, I can't go to free roam. Anyway, right, I'll jump to Cathcart Circle and have a look at the AI and see what it adds there, and then I'll do like a little outro and give you my final thoughts on the Scotrail Class 158 DLC. Right, here we go. We're at Glasgow Central now on Cathcart Circle. As you can see, we've got plenty of 158s in here now. It looks a lot busier. I've just hopped into not free roam, into timetable mode about 8 o'clock in the morning. It looks decent. We've got 380s and stuff. It's a lot busier now. I mean, even if you look at the map, it's jam-packed now that we've got the 158s. Can we hijack a 158? Let's see if we can try and do that. It probably won't let us. Hi, can I get into your 158? No? Oh, fine. Have it your way then. Can I sit in a seat? Yeah? Hello. How'd you find the Scotrail Class 158? Do you like it? So, that was a first look at the Scotrail Class 158. Let me run back here and get a cool little shot of it there. So that's the Class 158 next to a 385 and a 380. Look at that. Scotrail stock. Lovely stuff. So yeah, that was a first look at the Scotrail Class 158. What do I think of it? I think it's alright, you know. I think, you know, the fact that we've already got the loco in the game, kind of, a few people don't like that. You know, people are thinking, well, why do you have to pay for the same thing? But it's not the same thing. There's, you know, well, for one, it's a whole different livery and interior. You know, there's new bits and bobs to it, new features, and it's, you know, you don't have to buy a route to get this. It's just a standalone DLC. So if you don't want Midland Mainline, you can just go ahead and get this. So yeah, as that Class 47 hums away in the background, interrupting the outro, that's been a first look at the Scotrail Class 158. What do you think about this DLC? Have you got it? Are you planning on getting it? Let me know in the comments. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please smash that like button and subscribe. If you're new, I'd massively appreciate it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.